ECMAScript 5 or ES6 5. One sec. So yeah, so the ES6 we are going to start today. What is ES6? So ES6 is the, so let me share my screen so it will be better to show because I have a slide also prepared. So let me say welcome all. If the chat is going fine, yeah, it is going fine. And as always, welcome all. Attendance will be given at the end. Attendance will be given at the end. So yeah, so as I'm showing, see, JavaScript is also known as ECMAScript. Okay, JavaScript is also known as ECMAScript because originally Java and JavaScript both were released in 1995. Okay, so at that time Java was very much popular. So JavaScript people wanted to do a bit of cheating like that, and they want to take advantage of that. So they named their language as JavaScript, so that people will get confused, and people are getting confused still today. Still today, people, some of the people who are new, they ask me, okay, you're teaching Java? No, Java is not. Java is taught in colleges. I don't teach Java. There is no job in Java. I'm teaching JavaScript. So JavaScript, actually the original name of JavaScript was thought to be ECMAScript. Still the official name is ECMAScript, but for external public it is JavaScript. Okay, so it is also known as ECMAScript because there is a committee which oversees this ECMAScript, and it has got different versions. But the thing is that from 1995 to 2015, there were no changes in JavaScript, no addition in JavaScript, all those things. But in 2015, and because JavaScript exploded in 2010. Before that also JavaScript exploded because a website cannot be made without JavaScript. But from 2010, web apps began to started made with JavaScript with the invention of Facebook and all, and everything moved to JavaScript. All these things which I am seeing, these are web apps. See this slide which I'm showing. This I'm showing through a web app. This is a web app. This slide is a Google slide. What is this? This is a web app. This is not a website. This is a complex web app. Earlier this kind of thing we used to do with what? Microsoft Word. We used to do this kind of thing. Microsoft Word, Microsoft Sheet, Excel sheet. I give you Google sheet. Those are all web apps only. All those things are web apps. And LinkedIn, Facebook, everything is web apps. So we are nowadays, we live in an age of web apps. We don't even touch desktop apps half of the time. And that's one of the reason, even a lot of you might know that nowadays a lot of people are doing the programming on iPads. Even they don't use VS code. Even there are code editor like JSBin and all. Some people say that they code everything in that because those VS code and all, they are all desktop application. So people even don't use that nowadays. Slowly they're moving in that way only. Everything has become web app only. So that's why JavaScript is so much important. And ES6 was released in 2015 because there were a lot of bugs in JavaScript, which I have already told earlier. The bugs were there in JavaScript, and that was released. Then slowly the browser started to, all the browsers started to take on ES6, because at the end of the day there is a different committee which releases JavaScript, and there is a different means all the browsers are different, they have to implement ES6. Okay, so good evening all. So they implemented JavaScript, and as always I11 was the late to implement everything, and that is one of the reason I11 was a very bad browser, and Microsoft retired it with Edge. Now everything is, if you want to learn about browser, everything is Chromium based. Most of the browsers are Chromium based, which is not Chrome, but the engine which runs the Chrome. So even if you open the Edge, it will have all the features of Chrome. Firefox, Mozilla is made in a different thing, but then also all of these are modern browsers. So nowadays only the problem is with Safari. Safari has a lot of problem now also for developers, not for the end users, for developers. Okay, so we will start with a different, so this all the things in 2015 they were addition to the language, and this is a must to learn modern JavaScript. This is also known as modern JavaScript. And the thing is that yes, this React is completely based on ES6. Okay, so those things are there. So let us start with let I think we have already learned about that. It was block scoping and all. So those things we have learned. So whatever I have learned taught about ES6, I'm not going to teach again. So that thing we have already learned that. Okay, so var is functional scope and let is blocked scope. Okay, though that thing I've learned. But there is one thing which I didn't taught in the const. const, we cannot assign a new value to a variable after its initial declaration for primitive types like integer and string. So we have seen that const num4, I am giving something, I cannot do the num4 to something else. But there is a very big but can add values for non-primitive type like arrays and object. That is a very big thing. That is something which we are going to see now. So the thing is that again we are going to look everything through our favorite heritage JSPin. JSPin we are going to see. I think 150 is more than enough. And JavaScript and console I'm going to come. And here the first things var and let those things scoping thing we have done. But let me again, we are going to learn about const now. So const like first age equal to 8. Then I cannot change this again. First age equal to 10. I cannot do this. This is console.log of this. We have already seen this cannot be done. If I run it, it will give me error. This cannot be done. Okay, so this cannot be done. Run it, clear it. It is possible. So, but what is possible? I non-primitive data type I've written something. So arrays and objects are considered as non-primitive data type. So let me do that. Const child ages is equal to 5, 6, 8, 10. I'll do. Then console.log of, anyways we know what will this child age will give us. It will give me the array. But what I'm telling, I cannot directly do like this, like this is still not possible. This is still not possible. This will give error. But what is possible is like I can use the JavaScript method of push, pop, all those things here. All those things can be used here. So I can do through this child ages dot push 12 like this and previewing. So if I do it, see this 12 has been added. So this is very much watchable. That's the reason most of the people nowadays use const a lot, because hardly we do these things in programming. We hardly do this thing. We only add like this. So unless it is required, use a const. So it is very good to use a const. Now in object there is even more thing are available to do. Okay, so I'll show const person equal to name is Bindu and skill is JS and person. So I cannot directly do anything again, but person dot skill I can update like this. Person dot skill is like React. I can do it. Person dot skill is React. I can update the skill. I can also person dot profession equal to, I can also add this. I can also add a new key value pair. I can also add a new key value pair here. So console dot log of person. I'll do save it, clear it, run it. So see, this object will ignore it. So name, profession is added and skill is updated. So these all things are also available in an object. So that's why it is very much powerful. Const also. So this is done. Now the next thing, think function also we have completed. Functions, different arrow functions, fat arrow functions we have completed, so I'm not going to tell them again. So fat arrow function, those things we have completed. The context, and it keeps the context. We'll learn more about it in React part. Next week is React week. Okay, so that is there. So fat arrow function and all we have done. So this is done. And then Yeah, this is very important. Default parameters. So default parameter is something which is very very useful in JavaScript, React, everything. It is very much useful. And so let us do the default parameters. So what is this default parameters? So default parameters is like const. Suppose I have a is equal function is there, which is having a num1 comma num2, and it's like this, and it will return num1 triple equal to num2. So if num1 and num2 is equal, it will return true, or else it will return false. And it is returning something, so I have to do it with console dot log of is equal of 10 comma 20. I do run it, and it will give me false. And one more thing I want to do is console dot log of 1 and clear it, run it, 10 to 10 20. So this is there 10 and 20. Okay, so it is coming. So what is there if I suppose, if I don't pass this, don't pass this in JavaScript? It is quite possible, it is quite possible in JavaScript to do this. Clear it, run it. So 2 is undefined. In JavaScript we can do all these things. Okay, so this thing is this thing also I can do it. So yeah, so it is undefined. uh, but I don't want it like that. If I don't pass the second parameter, I want some value to be passed. So that is known as default parameter equal to 20. I'll do equal to 20. I'll do clear it, run it. See now what is happening. I have not passed the second, I have not passed the parameter, but it is taking num2 as 20. So this is all about it. This is means default parameter. This is a very good addition in JavaScript. This was not there earlier. So we have to use some other tricks and all. So if that is, if num2 is not there and this, so this is the thing which was added in JavaScript. And if I suppose if I pass, so I'm passing 10 now, it will overwrite it. Num2 will overwrite it. Num2 will overwritten. So 10 and 10 is true. So it is like this. So this is very powerful. So this is about default parameters. So the next thing which we are going to learn is the object literal extension and dynamic field. Both of them are different actually, and both of them are actually very powerful. Object literal extension, and dynamic. So ability literal extension, see a lot of things in ES6 are like a shortcuts. They're like a shortcuts are there. So these shortcuts are very important to the language. Means you will think that okay, I will not use shortcut, but if some other developer uses the shortcut, how we are going to do. So this was actually, this was example of the default parameters. And now we are going to see the example of object literal extension. It is known as object literal extension. Object literal extension is known as. Okay, so here what I'm going to have, suppose I'm going to have a let name is equal to the let age equal to 8, let is 6 obj equal to name and name and age and age. So I've intentionally taken it like this. Okay, so I have taken this name is a key, and this name is a, this name are internal to it. This is a name, and this both of them are key. This name and this is a key, but this is coming from the outside. This is coming from the outside. Okay, this is coming from outside. And if I do a console dot log of ES6 OBJ. If I do, it will give me age and name like this. Okay, no problem is there because it is taken from the outside. But there is a shortcut. If I have intentionally taken it like this, actually, if it is there, I can remove this thing. And this is exactly correct syntax in ES6. It is exactly correct syntax. So this is a shortcut, as I've told. A lot of thing in ES6 are shortcuts and a lot of things are features. So this is a shortcut. This was a feature. And now the next thing which you are going to do is actually very important thing. And in the future, if you see all of my videos and all, it has been done a lot. These things is actually done a lot. So that is known as your dynamic fields. So dynamic fields are actually very important. So what are dynamic fields? Like let age field equal to age. If I do let age field equal to age, let ES6 dynamic OBJ, yeah, sort of big name, and name is Shikha. But this is the second thing. I want age to be taken as this age field. Okay, so this is. So see, I'm actually controlling it from the outside, and actually this is very powerful stuff, and we are going to use it a lot, and we generally use this feature a lot in programming, because if we can control the value from outside, this is actually very powerful, and it reduces the code a lot. Okay, I'll show how it reduces. See, now the this age field have become age. So the power is that if I can do something else also from here, which we are going to do, and which are going to pass again and again, and so we can do anything here. So this is the power of dynamic field. So this is done. So the next thing which we are going to do is something which is being used a lot means lot in JavaScript spread operator and rest operators. Okay, so both of them are used in the same way, but a bit of difference is there. So let us do that. Okay, so spread operator, what is rest? First we will learn about the rest operator. With rest operator, we can pass argument to function and it gets converted to an array. Okay, so how it is run, we'll learn about it. Rest operator is like, suppose that array function is there. Suppose I'm passing something here and I want to convert that into an array. Okay, so that is earlier it used to be very difficult. Means I am passing, suppose actually I am passing something like 1 2 3 7 4. So I don't know how many parameters I'll pass. First thing is that I don't know how many parameters I'll pass, and so then to convert it into an array, I want to convert, and this is a very practical thing which we need to do a lot of times. So what we are going to do here, so I don't know how many parameters will be passed. So there is something known as a rest operator, in which, and this is also new in ES6, dot dot dot, three times dot I have to give, and I'll do it arr. I have to write arr, means anything I can write arr or anything, and console dot log of arr I'll do, and run it, and see it is converted into an array. So it doesn't matter if I increase it also, I don't have to change the code and all. So this is the power of it. I don't have to change the code and it is increased. Or else if I have to do it manually, there is at least 10 line of code. So this is there, your rest operators. So similar to that, we have spread operators. So spread operator actually it is much more important than rest operator. It is the opposite of rest operator, which takes the array and convert it back into the list of arguments, but it is used more. Okay, it as it is telling, it takes the array and convert it into a list of argument. Suppose I have an array, let maybe a equal to, let me take the same thing, let a equal to like this. I'll have, and now there are some functions like console.log, math.max, math.min, and math.max. JavaScript functions are there which give the maximum or the minimum of a certain arguments which are passed. So the main thing is that you have to pass an argument here. You cannot pass an array or something. But I want the min and max of this array. So either I have to write a logic or I can use that function, inbuilt function. But how I will use the inbuilt function? So math dot min I'll do, and then suppose I want to have a, so it works like this. Okay, it works like this. This I will comment out. It works like this, and it will give me 1. 1 is the min. But now I want to find the min of this. So how I will do this? So min of this I'll do the spread operators. This is an array. So dot a. So the array, it will spread in an argument. So if I do it again, actually it will give the same thing. 1 is the min. And similar to this, there is a max operator also, max, and it will give me like this. Okay, so this is okay, but there are some very good use case of your spread operator. So let us see what is the use case. Okay, so I will again comment this out, and suppose let x equal to, this I have, okay, 7 for 13, and I want to copy this value in another array without disturbing it. This is a very common task is there. So I will do like let y equal to x. I will do, okay, this I will do, and then I will do some operations on y only. Y dot push of maybe 24 I'll do, and then console dot log of y I'll do, and console dot log of x I will do. Run it, clear it, see. Both of them change. I didn't wanted to do this. I wanted to push it to x, but why did y also change? Y also changed to 20. Why should have remained till this much only? Means why should have remained till this much only? Why did it change? Because in JavaScript, what happens? JavaScript and also in other programming languages, what happens when we do like this copies by something known as call by reference. As I've told earlier, when we do this thing, this is stored somewhere in the random access memory, RAM. It is stored somewhere. So when I do y equal to x, it will also point to the same RAM, same place in the random access memory, same place in the RAM, it will point. Actually this is also this thing only. So if I push something here, it is getting pushed here also. So this is a very bad behavior which all the programmer don't want, because I don't want to change the original thing. So how to get rid of it? So we can get rid of it with the help of spread operator again. So let us have some another variable, or else it will give me error. Let's see, equal to maybe 127 and like this. And now what I want to do, now I want to copy it into d. Let d equal to, but I will not copy like right directly like that. Let d equal to dot c. See, I am dot c. If dot c I will do, it will give me the arguments and all. But I want it inside a array, so I have to wrap it in an array. So this will do a call by value, just a call by copy by value. Okay, that was also copy by reference. This is copy by value only. So now I'll do d dot push of 13. Now, and this out. Now I'll do console.log of C and console.log of D, clear it, run it, see. C is still this and D have changed. So this is one of the power of spread operator, which does copy by value, not copy by reference like this. Okay, so another thing is that spread operator can be used to merge also some arrays. So suppose what I have here, a, a I have, a I have and AC and maybe X, ACX. So let merge all these things. Instead of creating something else, let me merge all these things only. So suppose let F equal to, I will have to merge all these things. Let dot 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 A, comma, dot 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 X, comma, dot 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 C. And this is the way we can merge all those things in one go. And console.log of F, I'll do. And if I clear it and run it, and it is merging the whole thing, it is done. Okay, so that is done. And now we can do this thing in object also. We can do this thing. So let us do that thing in the objects also. So there was no space there, so I have come to here. So okay, so it can be used in object also. So let us do that. Let obj1 equal to like foo and bar and x is 42 and comma obj2 foo is bars comma y is 13. I have done. Okay, so these two things are done. First thing which we are going to do is to clone it. Okay, this the term for it to is copy by value. The term for it is cloning. So why cloning? Because the cloning is also like if you clone someone, even though they might have the same DNA, but they are different people. So that's why the term cloning is there. Cloning is there. Everything in programming has a term, so we call it clone. So let cloned obj1 equal to, so I have to clone it, so I will do it dot 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 obj1. I'll do, okay, obj1 I'll do, and then console.log of obj1 is like this, and like this it will be cloning, but it will actually not add it. So now let us quickly see the how to merge two objects. Okay, so let merged obj equal to again dot 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 obj1 comma dot 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 obj2, and then console.log of merged object. I'll do, clear it, run it. So see, the main thing is that foo is at both places, but foo was not copied. And why? Because the object always have a unique key, so foo cannot be copied two times. So foo was only copied one time, and then the x and y were done. Okay, so this is what it's about. Your all about spread and rest operator, very important topic. Okay, so now the next thing is we are next thing is what? Next thing is template literals, which we have already learned about the template literals. So let me also give the attendance now. mark your attendance here. So that is there, and yeah. So one sec. What we are going to do now? We are going to do array and object destructuring, and after that classes and on. So array destruction again. This is not a thing which is means it is like added. It is necessary thing. Okay, array and object destructuring, but it is a shortcut, and it's a very good shortcut which a lot of developer will use. If you're going to work in a company in which a lot of other developer also use, in one project at least 10 to 20 big projects, 10 to 15 software front end engineers work. And so you can think in bigger companies how many, in even in a small project also 10 to 15 front-end engineer were there. In my previous last job, I was leading a team of 10 front-end engineers in one project only, and it took us 2 years to create. So that's the scope of the things which are done. Projects can be so complicated. Okay, so we'll do array destructuring. Array destructuring we'll do, and const rgb equal to, maybe I have a RGB array 255 comma 200 comma 0, and then const r equal to, so suppose I want to get the value, all of the value I want to get. So how I am going to do? RGB of 0, as I've already told, we have to do like this. R is of any value I am taking. Is I can, we can, you can do red, green, blue also. So I am just taking anything. RGB, it is 1, this is 2. Now I can do console dot log of r comma g comma b, run it, and it will give me all these things, 3 values. But what is restructuring now? So I have written 3 statements here. You're seeing I am written 3 statements here. So these 3 statements I can change it to one statement. How? So let me comment this out, or it will come again. So I will do const r comma g comma b. This is a weird kind of syntax. Equal to RGB, equal to that array, equal to that array I'm doing, and this is exactly equal to this thing, exactly equal to this thing. No changes are there. If I run it, so it will come like this. If I run it, it will come like this. So this is the array destructuring. Okay, array destructuring it is. Okay, so now the next thing is object destructuring. We'll learn about object destructuring. So like const developer equal to, like first name is like Bindu, last name is like this was, and country is like India. Okay, and so if I want to get all of this value, how I can get? So like I can get it like const name. I'm keeping the same variable only. So developer dot first name const last name equal to developer dot last name, const country equal to developer dot country. Now I can do console dot log of first name, last name, country. Run it. So I'll get the value. So this 3 big statement, I can change it to one statement, and the same kind of thing I am going to follow. So what I'm going to do here, Now come here, const, but now it is object distance, so object kind of thing will be there. Const first name, last name and country equal to developer, Now clear it, run it, same thing will come. So this is how what our object distance is. Three lines, I am going to change it into one. So this is the power of object destructuring. Okay, so now we are going to do classes, and the rest of the things which are very important, array helper method. This thing which we are going to do tomorrow maybe, if I get time, we can do some project also, or else anyways I am going to tell what projects to do from my channel in what sequence. So classes, finally we had classes in JavaScript was never a class oriented, or oops, you might have heard in engineering, object oriented programming language and procedure oriented programming language. JavaScript was always procedural oriented programming language. There was no concept of classes. Even with ES6, ES6 is a lot of syntactic sugar, or what you say, internally there is no classes concept. So what I'm going to show now, it will be seems exactly like class only, and you don't have to understand much. It is like, it works like class only, but it has not got it has got inheritance and all those things also are there, but not going to tell that much. But those things were being used by React a lot, and JavaScript thought that okay, I am now so big, so we are going to compete with Java and all, means it was anyways way ahead of Java, so we'll have one more features of classes. And they introduced it in 2015, but it actually backfired. Classes were very slow in JavaScript, and React and Angular adopted the classes, but slowly React actually moved away from classes. And but still class based components are there, which we are going to learn for the first 3 days, because they're still there. It is not very easy to move away from something. And then it is moving towards the functional based component, because functions were the original thing in JavaScript, and function based programming is very powerful than class based programming. Class based programming is a bit tougher to understand also. Okay, so but I think if you are computer science engineering student, this will be very easy for you, because all of you have learned C++ or Java only in the college. So anyways, no need to, what happened? Yes, okay. Okay, has been not opening. Okay. I think why Jasmine is not opening. Am I giving the right thing? Jasmine. Is my internet gone? Internet is not gone. Okay, let's learn it in JS Fiddle then. Okay, so but JS Fiddle, the console is very small. Okay, so let me make the console a bit. I don't know how to make it big. Okay, see, it is telling pure JS. Don't even know whether it will work. So see, suddenly see such a big site, it has gone down, I think. So these things also happens. Even I have seen Google going down one day, and that other day UPI was down. Such a big thing for 1 hour. Okay, JSBin has gone. Anyways, let me see if I can do it in JS Fiddle or not. So there are many code editors are there. Okay, JS Fiddle, CodePen is also one of them. CodePen is also there. Okay, but this is okay. So we'll learn about classes now. Maybe I have to increase the font size. 150 I'll do. Okay, so I'll make it, it is like this. Okay, it have a run button here. I don't know much of JS Fiddle, so classes, ES6 classes. So classes are like class equal to create room. Class always you should keep at capital, So create room class I'm going to I'm creating, and classes have like constructor which only runs during the initial when it initialization it will run at that time only, the constructor. Okay, so constructor are those things, name, and classes have the concept of object, but this object is totally different from the object which we have learned. This is like object oriented programming objects. So what they say that classes are like a blueprint of a car and objects are like a real car. So from one blueprint you can have hundreds of cars, so each one will have its own instance of classes, and I find it's a wastage, and that's a really a wastage. That's why React is also moving away from it. Okay, so constructor name, because of that the languages become very slow actually. Internally we can't see much thing, but r- Facebook created React because of that only. Facebook is the top app in the world because it has got 3 billion people of this planet, means half of the population of this planet on them. So at a time in Facebook they get so many connections that they required a language which was very fast. So Facebook was originally created in the backend was in PHP, only PHP. Now even the backend is now not in PHP, and the front end is in React, complete React. So that is there. So constructor, and this dot room I'll do, and not and color name and room. I'll do. I've done this. No, it's room. Okay, so like this I have this dot room, and this thing, this is used a lot here. Okay, this is used a lot. Maybe this much is good, not even allowing me to make it small. So after this I will have a clean no tray. Okay, that is okay. So I'll have this clean room. Where am I? Clean room, a function inside it with soap I'll have, and then inside it console dot log of cleaning dollar this dot room with dollar soap. Yeah. So I have a console log here like this. Okay, in this function, so in classes also we have functions. Now we are going to create an object. How to create an object? So object like const room equal to new. With a new keyword we create a object, just like in any other object oriented language. Create room bindu. Okay. So I have created three objects, three different objects. When we create some object, it gets its own instance of this classes. As I have told that the car thing I have told, it is like that. Okay, so that I have done. Now nabs room dot clean. So when I create an object, it get access to all of the thing which is there in the class, object of a class. So it have access to this function. So clean room I'll do domex is all at all. Okay, so now hopefully it will run. I have never done it. Okay, so it is okay. It is, yeah, it is running. So it is running. See, the output is this coming. Cleaning Nabendu's room with Domex, cleaning Sika's room and all. So, so when we create a object, it is having its own, means own value of this. So that's the reason when it was coming to this line, this dot room it was doing. So in this dot room, Nabendu was stored, because when I have done this create room and I have passed this variable, this is going to the constructor. So constructor is run only for the first time. So constructor have this dot room is equal to Nabendu's room. Okay. So and here it is Tika's room, here is Hriday's room. So all of them, the this dot room is different, and because it has got its own instance of that class, so class don't need to understand that much. But if you are coming from the background of computers, it's okay. If you are not even coming from background to computer, it is okay, not that much used. Classes in JavaScript hardly we use, and in React whatever we use classes, it is very easy to understand. Okay, so that is the thing. Okay, so with this means I've will as I've told, the next thing which is remaining here is this array helper method, which is very important. And I might tell more than this array helper method, more than is 6 7 I will get tell more than the slides. And this is the thing which I'm going to tell. And hopefully I want to ask one day, hopefully all of you are taking part in that competition, because as you know, I am giving 2 seats of free. So there were 4 seats which are given my premium batch, which I am conducting with Nikesh, who is really a top guy, who is from a Silicon Valley, and I really know him, and he really want to help the students, and he is in connection with everybody. He is really senior guy, 26 years of experience in the industry. He's got connection with everybody. So that is there. Two actually, I there were 4 seats. So 2 seats already. 2 people have won previous month. So they are going to get my 10,000 rupees bootcamp for free, and that bootcamp will start from 5th of February. And the another 2 people who can win it in this month, so the link is there in the description how you can play. I think most of you know how you can play. So all these 4 weeks you attend, all this 4 weeks, if you attend, you will get means 100 points, 4 certificates, you get 100 points. Weekend you attend, you get another 50 points. And the competition is heating up, because I'm seeing a lot of people are commenting also, you get point. But you have to keep a track of those comments, because I'm going to give you a Google form, and you have to give me that what comments you have done, and all those things are there. And beside this, I am also going to give 16 of my books, because most of you know I am a writer also, so I have a lot of books, and these books are really awesome. Is this one of this book is this. So I was actually today I was doing something from it, and this is a month project for beginner. This is such a top book means, and this each of this book is 2,500. These are because published international book. This is not like Indian book and all. These are all international book. High quality paper is there, and you can do all the 5 projects. There are 5 projects in this in no time. If you go through my YouTube channel, even these projects are not there in my YouTube channel also. But these projects are so awesome that if you put them in your portfolio, you'll get a job like this. So not only this book, I have some other books also, some Gatsby books, some Firebase books, all those books. So I have 16 books in total. So those are the consolation prizes. So, but at least you should have 300 points. It is like not like that you have 30 or 50 points. So it is like that. So with this, I'll end today's stream. Hope you have all fill that attendance form, and we will meet tomorrow for the last day. And even I will tell the path which you need to take next, to so that you can be very good in JavaScript and ESS. Okay, with this I'll end today's session. Thank you all for attending today, and keep learning, keep pinging me if you have any doubt. I think hope all of you have done one-to-one with me, because whoever I'm seeing here, all of them have done one-to-ones with me. Ankit, Parth, Kasafur, all of them have done. So if you are one who have not done one-to-one me, ping me on my WhatsApp group, and I will give you my Calendarly link. I do daily 2 hours one-to-one with the people to solve the career doubts and all those things, and help them become a web app developer and have a fireproof career. Thank you. Bye.